Guys, it's Heather here with Earth Empress. I hope you are doing well today on this beautiful Wednesday. I'm actually going to do something a little different. I've done my uploads for the day. I've got my post out. So I'm going to start going over certain decks with you guys, actually. I want to do, I guess, somewhat of a deck review. Because I do get asked multiple times about different decks that I present and opinions, good and bad, pros and cons. So I'm just going to break out one of my favorite decks today. It's the Sasuraibito deck. And I will actually put in there, because it's a very fun way of spelling it. I will put it in the description, or obviously the title. And I mean, really, it's a gorgeous deck, guys. It is absolutely phenomenal. It does have the gold gilding, as you can see. My cards had a little bit of wear and tear on there, but honestly, it's made the cards more pliable for me. So when I first got this deck, this was probably the second deck that I had purchased ever when I got started on this little journey. It was a little difficult, I'm not going to lie, because I have child-sized hands. So if you're a person with smaller hands, just know that eventually the cards will get broken in. And so the more that I've shuffled these cards, the longer that I've had these cards, I mean, it's still, I can't just, sit and do it in 2 seconds. But the pliability, the movability, the mobility with the cards does get better with time. So keep that in mind. If you get the deck and you're like, so Steph, Oh, of course I'm going to make jokes whenever I'm doing this. It's fine, guys, right? That's fine. That's what we're here for. You're here for the jokes and the information. So I don't have these in order because I do put these to use frequently when I do readings and I do spiritual guidance for people. So I'm really just going to go step by step. I'm going to pull card by card, show you guys. We have the Page of Cups here, which she is phenomenal. I absolutely love this card. We have the Queen of Swords. I love that the graphics on here, it almost looks like she's speaking. And so for me, with the Queen of Swords, it doesn't feel like, I'm sorry, cold and calculated like most people say. She feels like she's speaking her truth. She's speaking from discernment, from her knowledge. Four of Cups, turning away. Whether it's the cup of love, the joy, the happiness, finding a place of stagnancy, not really accepting. I have the World card here. I guess I should have put beforehand disclaimer. There's some nudity on these cards, but so now there is a disclaimer here. Nudity on the cards. But they're beautiful, guys. It's beautiful. It's about embracing the femininity and the masculinity, because these cards are not just strictly feminine. They are very, I don't know how to explain it. They are very connected cards. And I mean, they connect to me on a very deep level. You have the Moon here. I love the emotion that's pouring out. Eight of Cups is probably one of my favorite cards. Not to particularly get, but in this deck, because it doesn't feel so heavy. It feels like you're cutting off dead ends. Like, let dead shit lie. Cut off those dead ends. Set yourself free. I love the terminology, that visual. Every time I get an Eight of Cups in any deck now, I immediately have the visual pop up. Cutting off the loose ends, what doesn't serve you. The Fool card here. I love this Fool card because to me it really speaks about the journey and how throughout spirituality and our journeys, we all begin again somewhere at some point. We're all leveling up spiritually and starting new things and embracing new chapters. And so it just brings me joy because it's a very wise, obviously well-rounded, very traveled gentleman who's been on this earth many times. And he's still embracing that youth of the Fool, the energy that no matter what age you are, you can start over. You can experience life and joy and fun again. You can start things fresh. King of Pentacles here. I love that he has, the symbol for infinity over his head. Because it's like, for me, Pentacles are abundance, not just in the financial form, but it's also spiritual form for me. So it's just like limitless abundance coming into your life. I love that. Five of Wands, friction, fire. Five of Pentacles. This one really hits hard for me. It really depicts, because you can see it. It's just like, and then the dead plant, nothing's growing, nothing's coming to fruition, because it's a state of lack, a state of sadness, a feeling left out, a feeling alone. Three of Wands here. And most of them, it's like waiting for shifts to come in. I love it because it's like waiting to light the fire, waiting for the fire to get lit, waiting for, you know, it to come in, waiting for it to build. Three of Pentacles, working on your foundation, working towards something. I love it too just because it is triangular. Weird fun fact, because I'm a mom and I do watch Boss Baby. Case in point, in there. Triangular is supposed to be the strongest shape. I don't know how factual that is, but for me, building foundation would make sense because it's the strongest structure, the strongest shape, the strongest form. So therefore, you're going to build on the strongest foundation you can. Hence, Three of Pentacles. The Hermit. I love this card because it's literally sitting in stillness and really going within and embracing that journey. I'm sorry, guys. You can probably hear my child right now. He's definitely on it this morning. Six of Pentacles. I love this. And what's really funny to me is that it's a connectedness, but it is about the mutual give and take. It gives a very good visual of what mutual give and take is. It should be flowing to and fro, not oh God, what am I looking for? Conflicted and deconstructed and loops everywhere. And it's just like, no, that's not what it should be. It should be a mutual give and take, straight to the point. Two of Pentacles, balancing things out. I love it. It's juggling, but it's juggling in a figure eight pattern, which I love even more. You have the Ten of Swords. And I love it. It's almost like defeat. It's not blooded or bludgeoned or bloody everywhere. It's just, it's defeat. It's like, okay, I'm carrying this. This needs to be released. So therefore, one second. Sorry about that, guys. We have the Seven of Cups. I love that I mean, you can see in the card it's depicted, there's so many options, and it's like, okay, holding the Two Cups. Okay, what options do I want? What am I headed towards? Making the choice. I love that it's really embracing making the choice and having the choices before you. Have the Magician. I absolutely love this card too. It's like having your hands, being able to just literally bring things to fruition, but it's like so many hands in the pot so quickly. It's a very mercurial energy. Knight of Cups. I love that it's just a cup of coffee, a nice book, giving out the love, really embracing yourself, pouring into yourself. Two of Wands. What direction? I love that it almost looks like a compass, if you guys can see that too. I mean, it almost does to me when I look at this card. And it's like, okay, what direction are you heading? Where are you heading? Empress. Embracing divine femininity within. Really tuning in, bringing things to fruition, having this beautiful crown of connectedness spiritually, as well as connectedness to the earth. Literally bringing things forth. King of Swords. He almost looks like an elf to me, which I love. I just love that because I feel like a lot of the times the King and Queen of Swords get bad raps, but for me it's like, I could see that. I could see total dork in me, whatever. I'm going into Lord of the Rings mode, but like an elven prince or a king, just really making those discerning decisions based off of what's for the good of everyone and what's for the good of themselves. It's not just a self-inflicted, selfish kind of situation. It's really doing what's best. Nine of Cups. Wish fulfillment, pouring into yourself, feeling the fulfillment within, loving yourself. Nine of Swords, anxiety, stress, worry. But it's really cool with this one because it's like you had the Sword of Clarity here sticking out amongst all of them if you really would just go within. Ten of Wands, carrying around burdens. I love this card too because the head's down. It's like you can feel the energy. It's depleting. It's really, you know, weighing heavy on them. Six of Cups. This one too is one of my favorites because it's the reconnection, it's the past life, it's the reunion, it's the healing, and it's like what better way to heal than to grow and bloom into, you know, this beautiful being, to have these beautiful blooms blossoming. It's phenomenal. Seven of Swords. I like the Seven of Swords. Usually I'm not a fan, but with this Seven of Swords, it reminds me of Katniss Everdeen. And she's literally, like, I love it because she has a 5 in hand, right? So Five of Swords is like the pause within the battle. And a lot of people take that as a selfish victory, and it can be. But for a lot of people, it's guilt. you know, Five of Swords for me can be my guilt card too. It's like you're holding on to this guilt of doing what's right for you. And it's like she's holding this, she's made the choice behind her. And she's holding on to this now because she's done having guilt. It can be a false mask card, something coming off. You know, and it can be a card of deception, of course. But Seven of Swords in this deck for me feels like you were taking back your power and you're not putting up with shit that does not serve you. King of Wands. I love this King of Wands. He looks wise, ancient, just enigmatic and fiery, and you can tell by the smirk on his face, he's just charismatic and he just brings it, you know. Eight of Swords. I love this deck too because the Eight of Swords, usually it's embodied by someone with the blindfold, and in this deck it's like they're choosing to keep their eyes closed even after they've removed the blindfold. So it's really self-imposed, and it's really, you know, about moving out of that energy. You have the Death card here, which is about transformation and rebirth. You can see the shadow right there. I love that. I love that you can see the aspects, the duality in it. The Sun card. Sun shining down. This is such a happy card. It just makes me happy just to look at. Ten of Pentacles. I love this one too. I mean, it's just, I don't know, it feels very... it feels like oneness, it feels like unity, it feels like spirituality, but it feels like interconnectedness, and you're really building things on your back. Okay, Katniss, I'm sorry. I have my cat over here. Okay, baby, you're gonna have to get down. I'm sorry. Okay, we have the Queen of Cups here. I love that her third eye is like lit up, but it's in the form of a heart. So to me, a lot of the Queen of Cups friends that I have, you know, they, and even me, I guess, because I do have Cancer rising and I have Cancer Mars. It's really coming in and bringing the love, like that natural maternal instinct, just loving people, just wanting to be there and help and heal and fix. And Five of Cups. And I love the imagery in this card because the Five of Cups is really about recognizing, you know, the sadness that you're experiencing, because the Three of Cups, which is the cups of joy, of celebration, are over. But the Two of Cups, which is that love, it's right behind you along with that rainbow. Like if you would just turn around and face a different direction, see things in a different perspective, then things can shift. So, Wheel of Fortune. I love that it spells tarot. We have the Page of Wands here. I love that she's fiery and lit up, and she just looks so playful, like, okay, are we going to have this conversation? Am I going to go forward? Am I going to do this? I love the Chariot, too. It just looks like they're no holds barred, ready to take off and take you on this divine journey. Six of Wands. I love that it's like, it's the ring, it's the symbol, but the light, you know, because at the end of it, like, our victory is to embrace that light, to reach that light on our journey. Queen of Pentacles. Again, natural, maternal, nurturing, giving. Seven of Wands. And then this one, I love that it is really about, you know, Seven of Wands usually is about the battles externally, and it is. But this is about having the ability to really cut shit out that doesn't serve you, so you don't have to battle. You can fight back. You can get out of the situation. You don't have to stay stuck. You have that axe. You have the ability within you to make a choice, to change things, to make a difference, to get out. I have the Lovers. I love that they're just like almost like one. You know, it's beautiful. And then you can see the red string of fate, the tie that binds. It, to me, it goes into symbolism with twin flames. So, because they're the twins. Eight of Wands. Quick, fast-paced, just boom, 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 boom. Messages, connections, spiritual messages, insights coming in. Knight of Wands with his smirk, like he always has. I really like this one too. Because it almost feels like in this deck, he's let his armor down. You know, his armor is still there in the background, but he's let it down. The Tower. I like this one too because it makes me think of the Tree of Life, which is, I mean, a part of all of us. And it's the moments that we really get shaken up, our foundation, our core, but the roots are so built into this ground that there's no, you know, breaking it down. You can shake it. You can, I mean, hell, you can burn it. But those roots are still going to be in that ground, stronger than ever, you know. Three of Swords. This one for me is a heavy card, but I do see a lot of beauty in this because this is, I mean, this is what that Three of Swords feels like. Like you have been hit from behind deep, but you can see on her face in this card, I love that she almost looks at peace with it, like she's finally realizing the truth. And she's, you know, like, okay, I see it. I see it now. I see it. I feel it. I'm experiencing it. The Emperor. This just feels like CEO energy, boss energy. Like, I wish you could see his face, honestly. But then again, it leads to that mystery of, you know, filling in the Emperor for you, what you really see the Divine Masculine as. Nine of Pentacles. I love this card too because it's standing firm. You know, you have that connection. Because the Nine of Pentacles for me is not just about abundance. It is about spiritual abundance too. It's having everything you need within you to take care of yourself, to love yourself, to really push yourself forward. Ace of Pentacles. This is my favorite card, and I'll tell you why. And it's so funny because when I bought this deck, guys, as you can tell, it's just gingerness. And when I bought this deck, you know, one of my best friends, she was like, oh my gosh, it's because it's your card you bought. And I bought this deck based off of this one card. And the fact that I did that, I took a huge chance. I'm not going to lie. But man, it paid off because I absolutely love this deck. And this card, for me, again, I don't just see the pentacles as money. I see it as abundance of all forms. So to me, with it being on the third eye, spiritual abundance coming into. Ace of Wands. I love that it's like a tree branch. Seven of Pentacles, sitting and taking stock. I love that they're flowers. It's like, look what you've built. Look what's coming to bloom, what's coming to fruition. You know, and what else do you want to do? What more do you want? Eight of Pentacles, putting in the work, the studying, learning. And I love that it's on a stack of books. Temperance, balancing out. And see, to me, it's funny because this card, typically with Temperance, it feels very, I don't know, angelic and spiritual. And with this one, it feels like Spirit forcing you to go within, like you to heal. This is someone, you know, working on balancing and healing themselves, which is what Temperance calls of us. It's just visually, usually it's, you know, the angel that's highlighting it to us and we're coming towards it. And this one, it just feels more day to day, like more, not real, I guess, but it connects on a real level for me because it is up to you to heal. At the end of it all, they can call in divine healing, they can bring enlightenment, they can bring synchronicities, they can bring awakenings, but it's up to us to take the steps, to do the healing, to move forward. Have the Star card here. Wish upon a star, head in the clouds. Connection with universe, connection with spirit. It's also about healing as well. Ace of Cups. I love this cup because it's like it's a soup cup, and it's like, who doesn't want a big cup of love? You know, who doesn't want to receive that? Ace of Swords, divine clarity. I love that it's like all dark, and then it's like light around the truth that's coming in. Give the Justice card here. I love that the scales are on here. The Hierophant card. This one makes me happy too. Because he looks like a guru. You know, he's like a nice, friendly, it could be Buddhist or, I mean, hopefully no one takes offense to that, by the way. But he just looks very spiritually sound and just like he's vibing, he's feeling it. You know, he is in tune with spirit. And I love it. I love this card. High Priestess. She does not look like she's playing games. She is connected. She is not tolerating anything less than what she deserves in this, especially with her facial expressions. She has the power of wisdom on her side, literally with the owl. Four of Swords, going within, taking that time. Meditation, contemplation. Nine of Wands. So for me, it's like the strength binded within, like the battles that you've been through, knowing that you literally have strength inside of you in order to move forward. Two of Cups. I just love that it almost looks like, I mean, it's a pinky promise, but it looks like they're interconnected and you have these beautiful blossoms because it's mutual respect, it's, you know, reciprocity, it's love. And with love blooms. Hanged Man. choosing to finally suspend in a situation in order to see things in a different light. King of Cups. This King of Cups makes me really happy too, guys, because he's just like a jolly old grandpa that's like, here, come here, let me share some wisdom, let me share some love with you, you know? He's inviting. He's a very inviting King of Cups. Four of Pentacles. And this one for me hits deep because it's like, that one is definitely holding on desperately to something. And so when that one comes out, I'm like, oh. Four of Wands. Beautiful. It's lit up, you can see. And what I really like about this is it doesn't have to just be interpreted as a wedding or a celebration. It can also be the stability, the home, the connection within. And this is like all spiritual oneness connecting it. I love that. Page of Pentacles. Definitely not a pentacle, but it's, you know, a substantial thing. It's physical 3D messages. And I love that it's origami. Knight of Swords. Coming in, cutting through in order to really enlighten. Judgment. Sitting back. I mean, I feel like this one's waiting on it. It's just like, she's just like, okay, I know what I need to do. Two of Swords. Armor on, making decisions, tough choices. Devil. He's a handsome devil too, I'm just saying. It was like, you know, he's just that bad boy that we all go through that phase. He is the epitome of a bad boy with a smirk and stubble and just, it's a beautiful card. Knight of Pentacles. I love this knight because it's putting in the work. It's, you know, moving towards what you really want. But it's also like he's smiling about it. It's like he knows that the work he's putting in, the movement he's making is all worth it. It's you know, for his greater good, it's worth it in this journey. Five of Swords. Throwing up those claws. And intentionally hurting somebody in the process. Can also be about feeling guilty for having to defend yourself and leave a situation and speak your truth or speak your piece or, you know, defend yourself. Queen of Wands. I love that she has a black cat. Standing in that divine power. Six of Swords. Head above water. Wanting to escape something. Wanting to leave something behind. Three of Cups. Celebration. Collaboration. Love. Happiness. Joy. Friendship. Ten of Cups. That fulfillment. And this one really hits me because it's like, man, I am such a Texas girl. I am from a small town in East Texas, and I moved to Houston, oh gosh, oh wow, 7 years ago. Wow, I've been here a while, actually. And, you know, for me, fulfillment is this. It's sitting outside in the middle of nowhere by a bonfire with family and friends, just enjoying my life. Strength card. I love that the Leo's so, like, he's just regal, a lion, and, you know, it's almost protective. And then we have Page of Swords. She has, again, clarity all over this. She can see things. And this is, I mean, coming in. It can be keeping an eye on someone, literally, like they say sometimes. It can also be really seeing the big, you know, the picture in something and needing to come in and relay a message. Well, that's going to be it, guys. You can Google, look up Sasuraibito. It is, again, a phenomenal deck. Obviously, I love this deck. They do have a Oracle deck they just came out with. I think it's called the Empty Cup Oracle. Definitely look into that. That's probably going to be one of my next buys because, yeah, it's beautiful. So, all right, guys. I hope you found this video informative. You know, you can leave comments below if you have any questions, anything like that. Other than that, I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Bye.